Welcome back to Eyewitness News. This morning we're joined by Charlie O'Hara here to answer your legal questions. Remember, if you have a question, call us 436-1212. We do have a caller on the line already, so hey caller, if you're there, you can go ahead and ask your question to Charlie. Caller, if you're there, go ahead with your question.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, somebody broke into my house like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was trying to find I was trying to get like their, like a restitution, and I haven't heard nothing from their judge or anything.
Okay, well, what normally happens if somebody commits a crime and there's a loss or something, like they take something from you or they damage your property or hurt something or even injure you, restitution means you're paying back for the damages that happened to that person. So if someone's convicted, they're usually ordered to pay restitution. The restitution figure is the figure that you lost. The problem with that is we don't have debtors' prisons, so if the person doesn't have the ability to work or doesn't have the ability to earn money, they're not going to be able to pay much of that back. However, that is a court order, and you can collect that. And if they're not paying, you can go to an attorney, and an attorney can file some paperwork, and they can try to collect it. If they got bank accounts, if they're earning money or anything like that, they can get that. If it's a condition of probation and they're not paying it, you can call the judge or try to get a hold of the district attorney or the county attorney in your county and tell them they're not paying the restitution, and they can force that person to pay the restitution, but only if they have the ability to pay. Could they pay in assets instead of cash? Civilly, if you went to an attorney, you could get their assets away from them. Okay. In a criminal court, it's a condition of probation, but they can't make you pay if you really don't have the money to pay. Interesting. Big distinction there. We do have another caller on the line with a question. So, hey, caller, go ahead now and ask your question for Charlie.
Yes. Hi. Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
I live in an apartment complex, and my lease is up, and I have been unhappy here, so I wanted the option to go on a month-to-month, and the month-to-month rate is so outrageous that they're adding $200, and I'm a senior citizen on Social Security, and that's way out of line. I can't afford it, so I don't even have the option now to look for another apartment on a month-to-month basis. They want me to lock into a term lease. Well, so
what the problem is that, again, as I say numerous times, that's a contract between you and the landlord. If the landlord says, well, I am not going to go month to month, you either have to have a year lease or you have to get out, the landlord can do that. You can say, I'm not going to do a year lease, I'm only going to do month to month. If you don't agree, then you don't have a contract, you're going to need to find another place. I mean, that's negotiable between the two of you. And so it kind of depends on what the circumstances are and what the landlord wants to do. Usually you want to try and work things out, but if you can't, I think your option is to move. It's unfortunate to be out of luck in that situation, but the renter, the lease, the person involved in the lease, they control that amount for the rent. And so if one contract's up, you haven't signed another one yet, it's on their terms. Well, it's on their terms, but if you say, well, I don't agree to your terms, you can negotiate other terms. If they don't agree to it, then you don't have a contract and you have to leave. Thanks so much, Charlie, for being here. Thanks for your questions. We'll see you guys right after this break.